Hello, Quentin. We can see you are walking, I believe, is what I'm looking at.
Yeah.
Excellent. How are you? Good. Hold on, Quentin. You just muted yourself. Pause. There we go.
You
Okay,
hear me?
I can. Okay, so we're recording. I'm going to stop sharing and just kind of give you a quick intro to who's sitting here listening. We are You have a group of a whole bunch of kids, a whole bunch of parents. I think a few of them might have been able to come up and tour the Pier 96 this last week. But I think we had a total of about 30 or 40, and we probably have about 150 kids that are currently sailing. So we have a bunch of people that are super excited to kind of see what it's all about, kind of behind the scenes, and then, wherever else you want to take us. I did hear that you were sailing this morning, right? And so I think your boat's still in the water. That's the last I heard.
Yeah, exactly. Our boat is still on water with the GBR. We are sharing with GBR this week because their boat are still in the painting process. So we we decided to collaborate with them for sharing boats. And so, as you can see, there is no boat in our shed, in our tech base. So we are waiting for it. I hope GBR will take care of our boat, and we'll see if tonight we have a boat in one piece.
Is that a common thing to share, or is it just because there was a damage to repair type of thing?
Yeah, it's usual. I mean, that's what Russell Coutts wants. He wants a sharing league. Sorry, and so that's why we share all the data. We share also the service that are in charge of the maintenance of the foils. You can see our one pair of our foils just here. Just this is the light wind pair. So this is they are uh, preparing by the share services, not by our tech team. So all the SailGP stuff are on this. I mean, Russell wants every team to share information, but also human forces or also the boat. So yeah, it's quite common.
So how many teams are there and how many boats are there? Is it literally like half and half?
Yeah, actually we are 8 boats. Next season we will be 10. And yeah, the level is really high. You can you can see after event and event that the level it's increasing. Like we did, it's been 4 days that we are training, and it's unbelievable how close the boat are. And it's only about tactics and moves, and that's quite fun.
Yeah, for sure. Do you guys all have another one of these boats at home? Like when you come here, like does it just a traveling circus type of idea, or do you have boats at home that you are sparring with as well?
Yeah, no, only one boat. Our boat is traveling in one of those container. I can show you. So the containers that allowed us to have a tech base are also the containers we use to travel the boat. So we've got 4 containers like this. And at home we don't have any F50. We can't train our team on the F50, only on the venues. So we will try to set a GC32 camp until October, and just train with the crew on different boat and try to set a really strong team spirit.
How long have you guys all been sailing together? Your like core group of athletes?
I mean, it's quite new because I've been hired by Bruno Dubois, the team manager for Cadiz. So it's only my third event. In Cadiz, I just discovered the team. In Sydney, we were really close to do something really good. We did well during the training session, and during the race weekend we had some issues, and so we were unable to score. But I really think that here in San Francisco we are in good shape. But yeah, it's quite new. I don't know much the team, but they are open-minded, and they just want to follow my vision. And yeah, I think it works, and I hope we will be able to score this weekend.
Did you guys like, have you sailed with any of the other guys on your team in other boats or other types of like growing up sailing, or everybody's brand new?
I used to sail with one of the grinders on offshore multi-hull, Sodebo team, for, 3 or 4 races. So I know him for a long time. But the others, it's really new. One of the new wing trimmer name is Kevin Peponnet. I used to sail with him on the French tour, and we won it 2 times, and we were also roommate at the Olympics in Tokyo. So it's quite good to see him in this team, and he will join the team for season 3 at the wing trim, because actually he's Lee Macmillan, the English guy. So yeah, I just know Mathieu, the grinder, and Kevin Peponnet, the new wing trimmer.
And what so one of the questions, I've had a couple people send me in questions. One of the questions was about trimming the wing and sort of all, is everything mechanized, or is there stuff that you control without a computer screen? I know we talk about the grinders. Kind of maybe talk through to all of us about how the boat actually works and gets yourself around the racecourse.
On board, you've got 3 Tesla batteries. They are powering like hydraulic stuff, hydraulic pump. Those pumps are pumping an accumulator for delivering full power. And so the wing is managing by hydraulic. Like we've got 5 rams managing all the stage of the wing. And to set the angle of the wing, we've got a winch with a wing sheet. So the wing trimmer is managing the wing with the sheet, but also with hydraulic by twisted. He can twist the wing with the rams, and it's unbelievable how quick it is. Like if you lift up your head during a straight line, it's just unbelievable. The wing is moving so quick.
And so there was a big capsize yesterday, right? And that had to do, or what we think we heard was that they like it didn't release, right? So basically, like in essence, like the sail couldn't tack, right? And then is that what happened? And how is that something you have control over, or is how did that happen?
Yeah, it could happen just because it's a sport when you are always wet, and the boat is always wet, and when you've got some electronic stuff on a boat, at some point it can be like in a bad situation, and that's what happened yesterday. We've got a button to invert the wing, and so with the American boat were attacking yesterday, and you have to push this button to set the wing in the next tack,
Mhm.
and the button didn't work, so they just capsized because of this.
It is pretty impressive how quickly they just got right back up and going again. How much time do you guys spend going through that process? The like obviously safety issues and your whole team being coordinated enough to get it going again when something might go wrong.
Um, it's just simple. Like you cannot sail an F50 without this security program. You just have to pass through. Otherwise, the committee will not allow you to sail the boat, even if you are a guest or something. So, I mean, the program is quite tough. It's like with the ex-Marines, and he's pushing yourself and your stress just to see if your reaction is good or not. And we have all the sequence. If you capsize, you have to respect a really strict sequence, like hiding yourself into the hull, not moving, not wanting to be a hero or something, just waiting. Head count, that's the first things we have to do, just to inform the rib next to us that everyone is okay or someone is missing. And because in SailGP, all the ribs can hear us every time. Like, so if we say like someone is missing, all the ribs are aware and they are looking for the victim. So yeah, we spend. I mean, we all have followed this formation, this program, and we just have to respect it because something bad can happen in a second in SailGP just because the boat is fully electronical. How do you say? Like,
really bad.
yeah, exactly. So it just can happen in a second.
Yeah, for sure. Another question, and you sort of touched on it, but a question that the kids had was, who are you talking to and who can hear each other? So you just said all the support boats can hear everybody, but I imagine, communication's a huge part of sailing. And if you're going that fast and there's only so much time, who can hear you and who are you listening to if you're listening to people?
So on board, everyone has a helmet. I will show you. So this is my helmet, and you've got a microphone in front of my mouse, and this electronic device is directly connected to the mic, and so everyone has a helmet like this, and everyone can hear me, and I can hear everyone. So, and it's really, really important because with the apparent wind on board, you can't hear anything. So if the comms are not working, you are not able to sail those boats. So at some point when there is a problem with the comms, you have to stop the boat and just looking for the maintenance. Otherwise, it could be really risky.
How many people are involved with your team? So we hear about the maintenance, we hear about, I would imagine there's a whole engineering team that's working nonstop. We always hear about the athletes, but what about all the, the support that's helping you get going? How many are on your team?
So we've got 3 people on our short team, 1 boat captain and two boat builders. They are just in charge of, it's not really the right word. They are in charge of the maintenance of the boat and just to keep it in shape. We also got a big staff for communication. I will show them over there.
Nice.
And this is Amelie, the 6th sailor tactician on board. She's a bit shy. I know. I know.
Oh.
Also. So this is the management container, and I will show you the sailors container with all the computers and data stuff. So there is like 3 people for communication, 1 team manager, 1 coach, 3 people to 3 boat builder. So in this container, we can stock all the sails. And Thierry just here is the coach, and he can rewatch the day and have some data for us just to try to be faster on water.
Do you do your debriefs with like all the engineers as well, or are you doing the debriefs with athletes and that coach that you were just showing us, or?
Yeah, we just debrief with the coach and the athletes, and after the event, we do a post-treatment quite intense with one engineer, just to see how we can improve. But you cannot change, like, as a new team as us, you cannot change major things like by one click, because you just have to be as consistent as you can for the race weekend. And if you change your major things just like 1 day or 2 days ago, 2 days before the race weekend, it could be really tricky.
So
So with
how does the race structure work? So you have 2 days of racing, and do you rotate through, like, who races who, or talk us through the structure of racing?
I mean, we have seven crew like on board. We have got 3 grinders, but they are rotating because there is only 2 grinders on board. So we give some fresh air to the one who begin, and after this, all the others are staying every time on board. Um, I mean, SailGP is quite new. How do you say? In sailing, usually we've got the time for warm up, and you can launch your boat like 1 hour and a half before the first race. In SailGP, that time is reducing at 15 or 20 minutes. So your warm up is really quick, like nothing compared to our normal sailing stuff. And that's really difficult because you have to be sharp and really accurate in one click for the first start of the race, and also aggressive, because you cannot win a race on SailGP if you are like smooth and okay, everything will be good. And you just have to take your change, take your spot, and reach it.
How long is a race typically?
15 minutes, I think. It happened really quickly, and you've got like half a second to take a decision. And that's fantastic. I mean, that's the most beautiful sailing sport that I have to do.
And how do you, is it a quick turnover for the next race? So, you do a 15-minute race. Let's say you make that split decision and it didn't go your way, right? So you've got the last 10 minutes of the race to, keep going fast, but you're going on to the next race. How long is the turnover before you have to get racing again?
25 minutes,
25 minutes.
approximately. Yeah.
And
So,
what do you do in those 25 minutes? Do you
firstly, resting for the grinders, have a couple of water, try to eat something, not too much, and some water for the others also. We just have to be well hydrated and keep our mind really fresh.
do you have like a set routine yourself to get yourself focused, or just do you talk to a
Yeah.
certain person? Do you like some music to listen to? What's your go-to?
Yeah, I have a mental coach. He did a lot of medal at the Olympics with swimming, swimmer athlete, and I have him like one per week by call. And also, I mean, all the morning of the race weekend, I just had to visualize my routines, and when I get into it, it's just automatic. And I mean, one thing that I do when I have the feeling that I'm not really concentrate or something, or not enough sharp, or I just do something like just to wake up.
Yeah.
And I mean, I'm really I like to be like strange sometimes, like You have to be strange to win a race in SailGP.
I like that. Have you noticed any other strange things that the other teams do, or
I'm sure.
your other team members do?
I'm sure they do. I'm sure, but I don't know.
Yeah. Okay, so do you have any superstitions? Do you do anything before race day that you have to do every day, or kind of on the same idea
You mean
of mental
you mean
setup?
on water or?
Either one. On the water, if you have something, or if you wake up and you have to have something for breakfast specifically, that type of thing.
Yeah. I mean, firstly, to launch an F50, you have a lot of logistic stuff. So just have to visualize that I have to come in the tech base, put all my clothes in the laundry, and after this, taking my role about the logistics until the boat is touching the water. And after this, I have a bit of rest before changing myself. I mean, I try to be super sharp when I'm touching the F50, like fully concentrate.
You guys must be exhausted at the end of a race day. What does a practice day look like for you? So today was a practice day. You were on the water. It was in the morning. You were on the water.
Yeah.
And is it limited by a boat being available, or the time that you're out there is limited by how much energy your grinders have, or what is the?
No, it's more pragmatic. Like the boat is only limited by batteries. You cannot sail without batteries. It's as simple as that. So we can spend 4.5 hours on water, and we just do a quick warm-up with simple maneuvers, no restricted area. Just try to deliver the right communication and the small adjustment that we have to do to feel comfortable on board. And after this, we do a quick debrief, and we get into the course with all the boundaries and all the stuff. Try to be like used to it, playing with boundaries, what's the timing to drop the board and put the maneuvers before the boundaries and all the stuff. And right after this, we just have so much energy on the start. So we get into the box because it's also a restricted area. Try to find the best angle, how we can start, like how we can reach the starting line with the best speed, and just be really focused on it, because if you want to win a race, you have to start well, because the start is like 80% of the race.
Right. Makes it easy to stay ahead if you start ahead, right?
Exactly.
What do you set practice to do sparring with another team, or do you do the starting practice on your own?
We do the starting practice on our own, because we've got a software on board, starting software, and he's telling us the time to kill, something settings on the boat polar, and so the speed projection of the boat regarding the wind speed and the wind angle. So we just try to get used to the time to kill, try to have our marks regarding this data. And after this, the moment that you are popping on the foils are really important. If you are able to set your boat on foil quickly, for sure you will reach the target easily.
So does the fleet cooperate with each other? I mean, I would imagine like you guys can all do it, the computer's telling you one thing, but then when you have, 4 other boats right next to you trying to do the exact same thing, how do you try and visualize or get practice with that, with another, boat right next to you?
There is no much collaboration on the playoff start, because it's decisive. like, and you cannot start like someone else. You have to be yourself, because otherwise you will not. Yeah, it will be difficult to mind your style. You have, I mean, if you want to know someone, you just have to watch his start. It's always like this. Some
Yeah.
of them are love to defend. Some of them love to attack, coming from behind. And yeah, no, there is not so much sharing about this. It's, and also it's quite an aggressive sequence. It's not friendly. Like you just have to push hard and try to beat the others on at this point.
Do you are you guys friends off the water when you're all sharing boats and using the same cranes and such? Is it a little bit of like crazy egos everywhere, or are you guys buddies and give each other a hard time, or how does it work on land?
I mean, onshore is pretty easy, very friendly. I think we just know that we have so much chance to be there, and we have to show to the crowd that this is a great league, with a good ambience and also good yeah, good contact, good sports. So we just know that we have so much chance to be there, and we also know that by sharing our settings, the league will be better.
That's awesome. I love that mentality. You mentioned about boundaries. So everything is obviously being told to you on a screen. How else are you figuring out where all your boundaries are? Do you have people talking to you, or do you have lights? What's how are you told on the boat?
I have a screen at the bottom of the wing with the software, and the software just show me where the boundaries are, and it also give me the information in seconds. Like you will cross the boundary in 15 seconds or 10 seconds, and I know that I have to drop my board at 12 seconds to the boundary to be in the box. So yeah, it's just high technology, and you can just trust it. Like it's really efficient, and without those tools, it will be difficult to race against the other with those boats.
Do you sit in do any like simulators or anything like practice while you're not on the very expensive boat going really fast?
Yeah. Where SailGP has a simulator in Belfast, and so we can train ourselves on the simulator. It's really efficient for the flight controller and also the helm. But for the wing trimmer, it's a bit unreal. Like it's good enough, but it's not like in reality. So
Mhm.
so yeah, we can spend like, but you cannot spend like more than 3 days. You are just exhausted at the end of the simulator session. If you did like 6 or 7 or 8 hours per day, you just
Your
you
brain would hurt.
yeah, and your eyes are just like
Yeah, I can imagine.
yeah.
What about so the team of folks on your boat, is there a weight limit to the people on the boat, or are you guys conscious all the time of what your diet is and obviously your exercise routine, that type of thing?
Yeah, of course, there is a weight limit, and this is a big subject for the French team because we are usually over the target. So we just have to diet ourselves. It's quite tough. Like I mean, it's not we are not really happy just before the waiting, but that's the game, and that's the game to be really efficient on water.
What is I would imagine probably your grinders are your biggest people, or how does it typically work, like the size of everybody?
Yeah, yeah. The grinders are Matthew, Tim, and Olivier are around 100 kilos, 105. They are like a rugby player or a football player. something like this. And after this, all the flight controller, wing trimmer, and the helm are quite the same, like 70, 80 kilos. Nothing too physical, but really, those guys are really able to concentrate themselves, like in a second, or keeping the concentration all the day.
How many people are on the boat while you're racing?
6. We've got a woman on my back, showing me the tactics and also the cross with the others, because I'm blind about 30 degrees leeward. I can't see anything. So she just give me the call, like there is someone on starboard, or there is someone leeward. You have to keep it straight. It's crossing or not. It's marginal, something like this. And just in front of me, I have the wing trimmer, the flight controller, and the 2 grinders.
Nice. And so everybody's definitely got a job. And I've seen,
Yeah.
yeah, lots going on. I've seen, I mean, it's just like a mad hustle, right, to get across.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, when it's marginal, you just have to push yourself, like, okay, it will be good, it will be good, it will be good, and hopefully many times it's good.
Have you ever gotten in a collision?
No, never. See, yeah, a little bit with the Kiwis in Sydney. We were leeward and they were unable to respond on our left, so I will all touch a little bit.
In a pre-start or while
Yeah,
going?
pre-start,
Pre-start.
yeah.
And so when you guys touch, I mean, I would imagine there's damage, right? Or is it, can you kind of, okay, we touched and obviously there's a foul, but you can sail on?
Yeah, we can sail on, but we take penalty points. That's not really cool.
So even if you're in the right, you take a penalty because of the collision?
Yeah. It's always like this.
That's good. Saves
difficult.
money and probably, yeah, saves the engineers from freaking out.
Yeah.
This is pretty cool. Does anybody sitting here, it looks like we have about 50 or so folks. Does anybody have any questions? I got a couple in the chat and I hope I touched all those that reached me prior. Anybody have any questions?
This is Neil. I'll ask a question.
Perfect.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah.
Well, hey, it might be a few questions, but basically it's more backing up about the whole foiling stuff. It's curious to hear your experience of going from, lead to something that's floating on top of the water. And what do you think is going to happen with things like the wing boards? Do you think that's going to become a real sport going forward?
Yeah, for sure. You mean the new wing foiling?
Yes, the wing foiling.
Yeah, for sure. It will become a real sport. As you probably know, it's it's really popular now. I've been really impressed about the Olympic parking. Like everyone bought a wing, so I'm sure it will be a real sport and probably Olympic one day. So yeah.
What was the first foiling boat that you sailed?
A moth.
A moth.
Yeah.
So we had one question is, are the hydraulics powered by batteries or by something else?
Yeah, by batteries. Yeah.
By the batteries. And another question was, do you know how to, have you ever sailed a 420? I think the answer is probably yes.
A 420?
Yeah.
No, never.
Never? Oh, wow. What did you sail as a
laser?
A laser. A laser.
Yeah. And I was at the Olympics on NACRA 17.
Okay. What's the fastest you have ever moved while sailing?
Sorry, I don't get you.
What's the fastest you've gone on a sailboat?
Yeah. It's really simple and it's quite new. Like I reached 51 knots in Sydney on the F50.
51 knots. That's pretty awesome. Do you guys
yeah, that's cool.
Like, do you like strap yourselves in when you're, or you just like, you just hold on to that steering wheel? Like, how do you make sure?
I mean, I just try to be fully concentrated on my steering and try to get the same angle for the wing trimmer and the flight controller, because all my steering angle affected their role. And so, yeah, when you are at 50 knots, you have to be really smooth and regular.
I can't even imagine. That's nuts. Another question is, what does it feel like to fly a boat versus sail a boat? Like, what's the difference in how it feels?
The main difference is the apparent wind. Like, you have to set your mind with apparent wind. At the moment you are foiling, the apparent wind is going 10 degrees, 10 degrees on, how do you say, 10 degrees in front of you. So you have to trim your sails regarding this apparent wind and get out of your mind like the normal twisted shape. Oh, this is a good shape for my 420. You have to put that over and say, okay, I have to trim my sails and looking for really thin apparent wind angle.
So making me think about when you have windward gates, correct? You come up to 2 marks at the top. So the idea that, you know, your team member that's right behind you is telling you close cross or not. I can't even imagine like a crowded windward mark rounding. How does that work with, is it just sort of like, okay, I'm sending it and we think we're crossing, or can you do a last minute tack, or, you know, what do you do if it's not going as you had expected?
First of all, you cannot tack or jibe without dropping your board. So there is a timing about 6 or 7 seconds that it's incompressible. Like, you have to push the button, the board drop, and until the hook, you have 7 seconds. So you have to.
Can I pause you for a second? Does that mean on obviously the windward hull before you turn?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
And so when the board is locked, you can turn, but not before, because the boat will crash. So at the windward gate, if you have a marginal crossing or something, you can decide to cross, but you accept that you will probably have a penalty. And it's not really painful in SailGP, the penalty. You can have a good recover after this. And if it's really a tough cross, you have to decelerate just to let the other pass, because it's less costly than doing a crash maneuvers, or just putting a duck. But the duck is quite a hard move, because you change 2 times the pressure on the foil and you can just take off.
So what do you do to decelerate while holding your course? Like, what is it that you do to the boat?
On a foiling boat, it's quite easy. You just have to decrease the rake of the foil, and you just touching the water, and the boat decelerate like directly.
And then how long does it take to get up to speed again?
If you are close to the popping target, like actually 35 kilometers. So if you are close to this target, you just add rake and the boat is flying. And if you are under, you have to just build speed, and this is really costly. Like, comparing to the others, it's quite difficult.
Let's say there is a protest, you know, there's a collision or, you know, a cross that shouldn't have happened. Do you guys as sailors say protest or ask a judge to be involved, or do they do that without you, like their umpires?
We just have a button on board. So we press the button and the umpires knows that we are protesting.
Got it. Another question is, any unique challenges sailing on San Francisco Bay versus, you know, the other stops that you've been to?
Sorry, I don't hear you.
Sailing here in San Francisco, what are specific challenges that you might see? What are you thinking about now that you're here versus racing somewhere else?
Yeah, okay. To be honest, nobody. I'm just focused on my team. I think we have to be really focus on what we have to do. If you are focused on the others, you can probably be distracted and not focus on your boat handling, on your starts. I think if you are really focused on those parts with your team, with a good team spirit, for sure you will score.
What about dealing with, obviously there's a lot of current. Is that a big factor, or is it different with a foiling boat, or going 50 miles per hour? How do you factor that into your sailing here in San Francisco specifically?
I'm coming from the Golfe du Morbihan. It's a sailing spot in France with a lot of current, so I'm quite used to it, and I like it. Like the first days here in San Francisco was okay. It's quite things like at home, so I just try to have a look on where is the best pressure. Because I truly think that on a current spot, if you have the pressure, you have the current with you or less current. If you have no pressure, it means that there is a lot of current. So I'm just looking on these simple things, and I think it would work.
I like it. That's awesome. Okay, another question is, does the team do a lot of things together outside of your practice? Like, do you guys go and do stuff offsite, go to other events together? Do you hang out together?
Since I've been hired, that's the things that I want to push with my team manager. I think it's fundamental. We have to build a special spirit between each other. It's too much stress, too much pressure, and if you are not linked or together, it's over. You can win a race, but you will never win the championship. It's too tough.
Great. What are things you would like to do with your team? What would you enjoy?
I used to do it with my team for the Tour de France. We did some training camp at the mountains, and spending 1.5 weeks with tough physical training, and just make it together. Try to help the one who is struggling, and just show him that you are with him and it will be okay. And so those things, and also I want to set a GC32 planning. So we have to stay together on this boat and try to find solutions, some sailing solutions together.
That's awesome. I am getting
I'm
pinged
sorry, I'm sorry, Molly, but I have to go.
Yep, I just got pinged by your manager as well.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for taking the time with us.
No problem.
We have one more tour tomorrow, so you're going to see a bunch of us hopefully tomorrow. And good luck.
Okay.
This is awesome that you took the time. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, okay. Bye-bye, everyone.
Good
See you
luck.
on the pier. Yeah, see you. Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.